It's the season finale of Monday Night Raw, and we have a Fiend sighting, a new 24/7 champion, and a King of the Ring rematch. Strap in because the Monday Night Raw After Show and AfterBuzz TV starts right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Waiting for that drop, man.
No, it's not coming.
It's not coming anymore? As Mac just left and... Oh, there it is.
Oh. Mac had to phone it in.
Coming to you live from North Hollywood, California. Photogenic. So Monday Night Raw After Show and AfterBuzz TV. How you guys doing out there in the internet land? It's your boy Flobo Boyce. So glad to be in yours. Life in second screens. Monday Night Raw is coming to you live from North Hollywood. Right? Before we get into everything tonight, let's introduce our panel because we got the show of shows, 3 hours, season finale, new season next week. On my far left, this guy here is a late period WCW historian, the Hall of Farmer, Jack Don't Crack, Jack Farmer. How you doing?
I am an 8 out of 10. It's doing pretty good today.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
It's not as good or better.
You know, it could always get a little bit better.
Yeah, all right, we got time. We have time. Everyone is right. She is a Canadian assassin, 25 jobs, a large management team, center in ambassador. Give it up for TK Trinidad.
Hola.
That's all?
All right. On her right, real talker, heel Jim Alexander, sunglasses and doors. How you feeling?
Hollywood Alexander.
That's right, Hollywood Alexander.
I'm still a heel though, but I have some great news for you nerds out here today. We'll be sharing with you soon, so I'm happy to
Let's get into it right now. What's that big news? What's the news for the nerds, Jim? Tell us.
So all of you watching, all of you diehards, we do appreciate you guys always tuning in to us, and now we are giving back because as of today, you can call in this show. We're gonna have a special segment at the end of the show where you can call in, talk to the farmer, talk to the Hollywood Alexander, talk to the Flobo, talk to the Queen of Toronto. We're all here for you, so let's chat. Let's chat. I'm gonna talk.
I thought Toronto's a democratic city. There was elections. How you become a Queen of Toronto?
I've been there once, so passing by. But we are engaging with you literally through the phone. I mean Skype. Yeah, Skype. We're gonna pass out the number, so stay tuned for that. And we're getting interactive.
I think the number's right here.
Yeah.
You can raise it up a little bit.
So shout out to Zeno Hour who said Trinidad, DK Trinidad, it's White Chocolate Jack. But the number to call in today is 424-354-8302. That's 424-354-8302. Shout out to Johan Pena. He was advocating for this for a long time. I will tell him in advance if we're doing it, but it was sprung on me, buddy. I'm sorry about that. Before we get into everything, let's talk about overall thoughts about today's episode, season finale, because apparently a brand new Raw is coming. Miss Trinidad, what do you think?
Is this a new thing? I feel like they didn't do this last year.
No, they never do. They say season premiere, but it doesn't mean anything.
Okay,
but now they care
I just thought it was me. I was just like, wait, what? I liked last week's Raw better than this week's, but I feel like they did leave some stuff like, okay, I can't wait to see what's happening next week. And given next week is the season premiere, I hope they're going to be bringing out like non-stop things. Like, I'm interested to see Hulk Hogan on Miz and see what's that going to be all
about. For real?
I'm just interested.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to like rush home. Like after,
sure.
It's like, after school and I'm running home, I wouldn't run. I'll just walk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you got booed today, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm interested to see what he's going to say. Just because the fans boo him doesn't mean he might have something that's booable or he might have something that actually makes sense.
Wow, I won't get into that, but Jack Farmer, thoughts about the season finale?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of really good stuff today, but for the most part, everything felt like it drug out for a lot longer than it needed to. It kind of felt like they were in a holding panel,
drugged up,
just to get through. Well, at the end of the show, it felt a little drugged up, but it felt like everything was good, but it just took a little too long to get across everything.
Yeah, man, these matches were just long for no apparent reason. Jim Alexander, I mean, you're a resident expert when it comes to how long matches should be and who is stars.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you're the...
Yeah, I like to break down the tapes from China that, I order there. A lot of good technical wrestling.
Can you see in those glasses?
I can see all of you.
Oh,
I see blue. I see blue.
Blue steel.
Can't call it a premier brand, but I do see blue. But now you can see me directly because all of you are going to call in. But as far as that, first of all, the premier thing, Listen, this show goes on every day, 365 years. I mean, not every day, but it seems like it if you're watching the network. 365 days, we've never had a premiere, no finality. It's just a TV term that they use now. I'm guessing it has something to do with the Fox thing.
True.
Now they're going to kind of treat it as a TV show and a program, so that's why they're adding finale. I think it's significant, actually, that they mentioned that.
So the new theme song, new stage set.
Max in the chat.
Give it up, FFT Mac, the OG Coco Cena.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm saying next week they're saying a new logo, new stage set, some new music.
It's significant.
So
they're trying to make it a TV program. Now with Fox, there's going to be a different direction with this. As far as the match length and qualities tonight,
wow. Fair enough.
Yeah, I love that they're doing the premiere thing and making next week seem like a really big deal. I think it costs this show a little bit, but long term it's the right move for sure.
Let's talk about that 5-way match for the #1 contendership for the Universal title, because we got Bray Wyatt in the mix somewhere, so we don't even know if the winner's really the winner here. But you had Rey Mysterio versus Ricochet, Robert Roode, AJ Styles, and Nakamura, 5-way. Mysterio's going over. Now, before we get the thoughts of the match, Bobby Roode actually did some work today. Jim?
Yes. I've been pulling for this for a long. Me and Mac, I think, talked about this before too on a show, and you. You did too. No, we were big Bobby Roode proponents, especially when he got that Robert Roode. They were trying to change that gimmick. We thought it's finally going to go somewhere.
Right.
And the thing is, now this was a colossal mistake tonight to not put him over.
Really?
Yes. What the hell do we need to see Rey Mysterio for? He's 120 years old. Dominic's already.
Hold on, no,
Dominic's gonna have kids soon. We don't need a grandfather doing this. Robert Roode over. This was a chance.
You can't. Look, I love Robert Roode as much as anybody, but Rey Mysterio is a legend. You can't be like, you can't be here.
No, he can't anymore.
He can still go, though.
No, it's time to retire him off screen and have him with Fit Finley and those guys, Malenko, breaking up fights, because this is Robert Roode's moment that was taken away from him. This was such an opportunity to put Robert over, and he would have been over. You would have kind of forgotten all the other bad stuff that's happened for the last year, technically, with this, because he pinned AJ Styles clean, and you're telling me Rey Mysterio's going over? Rey Mysterio?
I didn't like how it ended.
I agree with everything about Robert Roode. Today, when I was watching him, he just felt like he belonged in the top spot. He felt like he fit there, and I think the biggest pop of the night for me wasn't actually everything that happened at the end. It was him pinning AJ
Styles.
When he pinned AJ, I was blown away, and he really, really felt like he belongs in the top spot. I think the one thing where I would disagree with as far as the Rey Mysterio thing, I think in a way it's better for Roode to not have won tonight, because I think next week Ray's getting fiended, but that's a different. That's maybe for later.
Yeah, the Wall of Friendship.
And so I think this match actually did Roode a lot of favors. It would have been great for him to win, but I think long term he still came off looking like a world champion guy.
And he pinned AJ, which is huge.
It's kind of like a retcon, because you had him and Dolph Ziggler. You kind of thought Dolph was way better than Roode, but now Roode's kind of getting some ground in there. TK, thoughts about Ricochet being the first one eliminated in this match?
I feel like they've been toying with him, or they've either been toying with him, or they just don't know what to do with him. Because ever since he came onto the main roster, it was just like it was confusing, because it was like, okay, what's the direction?
Sure.
You didn't give him a storyline, and then he disappeared for a little bit, and then he came back. So it's like I just don't think they actually know what precisely to do with him, and or it's just not, and it's not hitting with the crowd either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something off there. Like personally, because I think he has been in Boudoir. Personally, I think he has talent from Lucha Underground, like I've said many times.
Prince Puma?
Yeah, Prince Puma. He's had amazing matches there, so we know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
But there's something that's missing, that he's not connecting with the WWE universe, and somebody in the back is just not able to figure it out.
Do you think he can be a top guy? Do you think he'd be a Universal Champion at any point?
If he gets the right character.
So you'll buy him as a Universal Champion?
I would buy him as a Universal Champion, but right now, it's just like... It's lukewarm. Like, there's like, if you put a belt on him right now, it's like, oh, okay. Like, there's nothing to be excited about. Like, your boy, even you love him or hate him, there's emotion somewhere.
Absolutely, no emotion means that's the worst reaction, right? And I think it's coming to a point. We always talk about some people like that need. Would they flatline and stop when their mic skills get in the way? Fine. And I think it's time to kind of recognize that he needs to up his mic skills because he's just too polite sounding. I know he seems like such a nice guy, and it's just like, and you don't buy him as almost a character. You're just like, oh, Ricochet does great moves. That dude hell of a wrestler and is so nice.
That dude was so clean when the gunshot went off his entrance music. He was scared. He was like, oh, that's me. I'm going out right now. That's me.
It's just that you need more now. I don't know if they need a new character. Actually, give him a character, or he needs to brush up his mic skills and.
T. Lee said, what if WWE had him as Prince Puma? I mean, obviously that can't happen just because I don't think Lucha Underground will release that. But what hypothetically?
I think Ricochet is going to be the next Drew McIntyre or Samoa Joe, and what I mean by that is I think he's going to be the next guy that always loses because they think they'll always be able to bring him back, and then he never does.
Like those kind of guys,
right? They're like, oh, he's exciting. He'll get over later. It's fine. Let's just have him lose today.
You don't want him to be Evan Bourne. Evan Bourne never really got over. You know, he was just mid card. He kind of reached the mid card and stopped.
Sure.
You want this guy. You think you have more hopes.
That's the worst case scenario, being someone that was reduced to being one move. Which in this case, Evan Bourne case, it was shooting star press. You know,
totally.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting that he went out first in that match. But
and there was a big gap between his elimination and everyone else's. Everyone else was kind of at the end, but they cut him out early for some reason.
Right. Got to fight the catch. Probably.
And it could also be possibly, hopefully not, like slight injury. There's something that he's maybe nursing, so he can't go as hard or as long. So that could be an issue too, perhaps.
Yeah, we just don't know. I mean, prayers for Ricochet, man. I hope his character can survive. But before we move on, Jack, you do me the world a favor and tell the world how they listen to this AfterBuzz show and other AfterBuzz shows.
Hi everyone, Jack Farmer here with AfterBuzz
They know
TV.
It's you.
And because of all the likes, comments, and subscribes, we have become the ESPN of TV talk. Now, we were doing good so far, but we can always use more. So do us a favor, click that like button, click that comment button, type in the comment, then click subscribe, click the 5-star review, leave a review. Hey, maybe your comment or review could be read live on air.
There we go.
And just call in here tonight.
You can call in tonight, 424-354-8302. Let's talk about Bray Wyatt, man. Bray Wyatt, another episode of Raw, doing the Firefly Funhouse, getting his name out there, interfering in the main event, and somehow putting Braun Strowman in the wall of friendship. Are we excited for this match? Are we kind of waiting for another match in between? How do you feel about Bray Wyatt being the next #1 contender for the Universal title in 2 weeks?
Are they ready to give him the strap? They better be. They better be, because he's taking over the shows. He's literally part of the entire show. He's dominating the show either with the Funhouse or at the end. He's taking over. So if you don't give him this, I read somewhere that he might just like not lose clean. No, he needs to win and not lose. Losing is no part of the equation. DQ or not, he needs to go over and win that strap. That's the only way you can move him forward and keep him as hot as he is right now. Because can you build him up even more? Yeah, you can't at this point.
You can't.
He's dominating the show. He needs a payoff.
Yeah, I mean, right now, would you rather see an opening promo by Seth Rollins as the champion, or would you rather see an opening Firefly Funhouse with Bray Wyatt as the champion?
You're asking the wrong guy, because I'm almost done with the Firefly Funhouses, because all those promos.
You're crazy.
Here's why. I love the idea and I love the concept. I'm not trying to turn heel, guys. I'm just saying.
You already healed.
I would love.
Turn in your gavel.
Can we do a Bray Wyatt promo in the ring for a change?
No.
Can I see what he looks like?
No.
Can I see what he can do? Is it always going to be that's behind the thing with the sound effects?
You need like the rabbit. You need the rambling and the pig.
That to me tells me you are no better than your vignettes. That doesn't last very long.
We know how good he is. We know how good he is already.
We know he was good, but that's when he came back as a Fiend. His only match he had with Finn Balor, the only thing to go on, wasn't that great. So now I'm seeing backstage with sound effects. It's like, well, now's a chance for me to show you we can do in the ring week in and week out.
No, you need to save him as a special attraction. If you're having him showing up, then he's just going to be another generic guy.
I don't agree with that either, because the old Ray, we saw him on a regular basis, and it shut everything down, especially his intro. And the only issue that happened with him was that he kept on losing. So, he went away, got, became another father, or became a father again.
Father? I want to know that story, actually.
Became a father again.
Wall of friendship.
and then came back with a whole new gimmick. So it's just kind of I think the main thing is for him not to suffer the same fate as the original Bray Wyatt. So he doesn't necessarily have to. I I don't know. I don't think you have to strap him per se, but he can't just lose as many as he did last time.
Here's the thing, Flobo. I think he looks weak if he does the Funhouse in a ring.
I'm not saying
because he can be attacked. He's not that evil kind of fiend character.
Right.
Yeah.
So in that, he's like a mild character. So for not only the aesthetics of it and having the characters there when it's filmed, but if he was doing that in a ring, I think he's vulnerable then, and I don't think you want to make him look vulnerable or someone that can get to you. You can't get to him backstage.
You can't tell me Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. I'm going to watch promos to get hype for a guy for that long.
But
come on.
That's the good thing with Bray and his character. Like, I feel like we're going to see him, and then we're going to eventually see him in the ring, and we're going to see a combination of both because he can carry both of those.
Yes.
He's good on the mic. We've seen him in the ring. He can do all of that. So it's just here's where the patience comes. Like you said in the beginning, the Raw goes all year around. Apparently, we're doing a season premiere next week, but whatever. Raw goes all year around. There's time to kind of let his character mature and continue going.
I don't know. We've just been on that train for so many weeks.
Tell me anyone else on the roster has got as much creativity and as that much creative possibilities as he does. He has two characters going that are completely fresh and we haven't seen before. Tell me who else on the roster's got that going for him.
Absolutely no one. I'm just
so if you want to see in between matches, he's obviously got to squash people on his way to this match.
Right.
Who does he squash?
Look, we're 2 weeks from Hell in a Cell. I'm not saying to go out and have matches. I'm just saying you booked this entire thing with Firefly Funhouses. Today could have been a promo somewhere else but that. So now we got a sketch which wasn't as strong as the original 8 or the one he had afterwards. And it's kind of like, okay, what else can you do? You can only laugh and turn serious so many times where I go, okay, Bray, I believe you. Now what? That's what I'm saying.
That's you. I was spellbound.
All right, moving on because everyone's calling me a heel in the chat.
Because you are.
I'm not.
We
had a King of the Ring rematch. Baron Corbin, Chad Gable 2. Thank goodness. A match that lasted very, very long. That ended in DQ. Jim, just thoughts about the match, man. I know you are a big King Corbin fan. Yeah. Leather clad, black crown, blah, blah, blah.
See, everyone is just a peon in the King's Court right now because Baron Corbin is the epitome of his character right now.
Yes,
He really is. He's
great.
owning. No one can own this character like Baron Corbin can. This is the perfect character for him. He's so over. The fans are booing him. They're caring about him. They have feelings about him. Baron Corbin is just playing this off
perfectly. On me.
Perfectly.
You are like the AfterBuzz Baron Corbin. You would definitely play that King of the Ring role. Like that's all you.
Yeah.
That's why you like him so much.
Listen, Baron Corbin has a special place in my heart for me. He's from day one, and he's just proven me right, and that's what I called it.
Yeah.
This guy's going to big place. I'm telling you, this draft might make him a world champion, whichever brand he ends up on, but there's nothing but up. Now just like Baron Corbin said, get rid of those midgets like Chad Gable away, give him real opponents and let him squash them.
Riddle me this, Jim.
Yeah.
If Baron Corbin is the star you're saying it is, why is he taking so much time to dispatch Chad Gable?
Because I don't know, for some reason they have an attachment. Chad Gable's got pictures or videos on someone there backstage. I don't know, Mac can find out for us, but he's got something because he's getting a push. Clearly, it's forced. It's not working. And Baron Corbin, he's just a step in his way, basically.
I don't think match length really matters. I think that's just them filling time on a show. But I have to agree. I thought the new King Corbin look was awesome. The black crown and that cape looked amazing, or robe, or whatever you call it. I loved it. The whole look was great. And seeing it,
this man. Like, no wonder the women love him. I mean, look at that crown.
I loved that he won. I just hope that him winning King of the Ring means more than a random feud with Chad Gable.
Oh, that's going to be squash.
Because, I mean, what's your favorite Chad Gable match?
The one he doesn't appear.
Exactly. So TK, King of the Ring lasted about a month. Matches were flying all over the place. I know this is something you weren't predicting because I know no one's predicting Chad Gable versus Baron Corbin. What's the upside here? Like, what is the ceiling for Chad Gable? What's the ceiling for Baron Corbin?
Well, I mean, we've seen Chad Gable in and out, up and down. Like, if he disappears, we're really not going to care, unfortunately. With Baron Corbin, this is his second reincarnation in the last 3 years?
Yeah.
And that's lightning in a bottle right there. You know, how many WWE superstars are that we know of, since we've all been covering it with AfterBuzz, that we don't see them on TV, haven't seen them on TV for a while, barring that they don't have an injury. Yeah. So the fact that, you know, he had the whole thing where he's the GM, then, you know, he took a little pause, then he's gone for a little bit, and then now he's king. Like, it's...
He was destroying legends, too, like Kurt Angle retiring people.
I mean, it's...
Golden Glove winner? No, silver boxing gloves, silver gloves?
Yeah, he's got every accolade you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is fantastic right now, and I would say the best heels are the ones you want to see get their comeuppance. And I don't think there's anyone in WWE right now that we don't want to see get their comeuppance more than
their comeuppance.
Their comeuppance.
That's a G word.
They're just desserts. You know, like right now, if you're a fan of faces, which the typical fan of wrestling should be, you want to see someone get their hands on King Corbin so badly right now because he's such a good heel, and that's exactly what you want.
Nobody will.
Charlene just asked, "Where's the suit, Farmer Jack?"
The suit. I try to mix it up. You're not going a little casual today.
Wow. Speaking of people dressing real nice, it's now time for our favorite part of the show. It's now time for TK's Boudoir. Oh, God. Sponsored by Charlene, asking about suit ties. Jim found a way to get to the front of the cameras. Just want you to know that.
Thank you for making way.
Today's Boudoir is brought to you by Center In Skincare and Candles. You got some cocoa butter, candles, body scrubs, all that good stuff. You can go to centerincompany.com, and you can put in the promo code AfterBuzzTV, and you get a little bit of discount. So
how many AfterBuzz people actually buy cocoa butter? Is it like a big majority? I think
Jack bought it all out.
Well, he bought it all out. Yeah,
I'm practically a shareholder now. By the way, now that I mention it, with the holidays coming, I find that candles are a great gift to give a loved one. So if you have an anniversary coming up, or if you want to get prepped for the giving season, now is the time to go to centerincompany.com. Yes. Use that AfterBuzz code, AfterBuzz TV code, and remember to spend more than $75. Get that free shipping.
There you go.
You are a sellout, good sir.
What is this? What holiday season of giving are we calling it?
Halloween, Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, Christmas.
And hey, just a shout out to Me Undies, Dollar Shave Club, all you other podcast advertisers.
You want to get us canceled?
I will sell out for you.
You will get us canceled.
And remember, we were pitching energy drinks back in the day. And
yeah, man, good old time.
Yeah. So in today's boudoir, Rusev.
Oh, good one.
EC3.
Yes. Okay, I forgot he was in that show. Yeah.
Sasha Banks. For the outfit. I like the outfit. Rusev for, just leaning out, and he looks amazing. Ember Moon. Although her hair, we will figure it out eventually. Lacey Evans. I like the new top. A little crossover of the chest. That's really good. And Natalia's makeup and hair.
And Robert Roode with a new tan. You know what I mean? He kind of had the EC3 tan.
He was pretty dark.
Yeah. And
he was rotisserie
colored. Add people when you have your own song?
Well, I can't have a song.
And of course, Alexa Bliss and Mandy Rose forever.
See what you did, TK? Mandy Rose has the longest streak of being forced in a boudoir. She's getting a bigger push from me. She's getting a bigger push from me than she ever did on the roster. But no, I don't want to take a shot at her. No, she's getting a big push. Throw my girl under the bus like that. Moving on, Nikki Cross takes on Sasha Banks with Bayley on ringside. Sasha Banks gets the win, but Nikki quits herself pretty well. Jack Farmer, thoughts about the match?
This was another long one. It was another long match, but I really liked it because I think it made everyone look better in the long term. I think the two tag team champions going one-on-one with world champion contenders makes them look better, and I think if they were to move on from being tag team, they would do well in singles competition. So I think they look better. Of course, they should have not won. The people going for the singles title should have come across, but I thought Bliss looked good when she threw Bayley into the chair. I thought Bayley became more of a heel today. I thought Sasha Banks winning was good. I thought it was a good match.
Check.
Do you think that Nikki Cross is becoming like the Nikki Cross of old of NXT? I saw hints and signs of that.
Yeah.
I want to address Jack's comment that you think that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are getting over because they're wrestling Sasha? No one's as over as Alexa Bliss on this roster women's division. You're telling me that she's getting a rub from Sasha and Bayley? She doesn't need that. She's more over than Sasha and Bayley ever will be.
I think anytime a tag team champion is standing their ground against a singles world champion, it makes them look better. Even if they came up short, if Robert Roode went against Seth Rollins and had a good match and still came up short, we would say that he was still batting above his average.
But Jack, we haven't seen Sasha Banks in a while, and Bayley just got a title.
That's true.
Alexa and Nikki been running the show on Raw pretty much for the past
She has, if you like it or not.
3-4 months.
The real YT asked what happened to the In-N-Out girl.
Oh. Well, I mean...
He's gone for a while.
It's been a while. I mean, I've been gone in Chicago. I haven't even had In-N-Out,
Let me ask you a question, TK. I feel that Nikki Cross has been booked the strongest in recent weeks. I mean, she handled Boston Hug by herself a couple weeks ago, had a long match today. As far as her work rate, very NXT. But her character is pretty much gone. Like, the unpredictable Nikki Cross is gone. This is
that's what I'm saying. I saw hints of it today, and that's why I think they should bring it back. Charlene in the chat said Nikki Cross is multiple personality. Her wrestling doesn't match her character, and I kind of, it's essentially what you just said. It's just kind of like, I wish they would bring that character of Nikki Cross back from NXT, and then it would make sense. Like, she's, Alexa Bliss is trying to use her. She's not as smart. She's kind of on the crazy side. She has these outbursts, but then she can channel these outbursts in the ring. Like, it makes sense, so then we can believe that. But the Nikki Cross that we've seen of late, it's just like, I don't know what to do with my life, and she's quiet, but she's not showing the crazy
So I think the NXT version of Nikki Cross is way more compelling, but this takes me back to the original XFL. There was a crash. No. Here's my link. There was a team in Memphis called the Memphis Maniacs, and that was the whole deal. But they got in trouble for making fun of people with mental health issues. So you really can't have Nikki do that NXT character on the main roster, because I'm sure someone's going to pull that aside and be like, what's this portrayal of someone who's unhinged? Look at Alicia Fox. Over time, her character got less and less crazy. It was just, I'm the captain, and she just kept that on. But she was crazy for a while, and they had to tone it down.
Do you think
can pull it off without...
I think it toned it down, yeah. Going from her having tantrums with herself in the ring and stuff.
I just think we just didn't see. They just toned down her time. Like,
sure.
we just didn't see her because she's obviously still with the company. Yeah. She looks great, and who wouldn't want to travel a couple? Like, she's been in the company for more than 10 years. True. She wants to travel once in a while, and you show up. It's she has a good gig, and again, she's not trying to be LeBron. Well, I hope.
Who, Nikki Cross?
No, Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox. Like, I hope, she's still trying to be LeBron, then there's a problem. Right. I think she's comfortable in where she is. She's living a good life.
Titus role, maybe? Is that what we're
she's officially an alumni on the website.
But Titus is still very active in, the community and writing books and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe Alicia Fox is doing something else. I don't see nothing on her Instagram other than, when she posts cute pics. So she might, but I just don't know.
I think at this point, both Cross and Bliss are really just trying to fill the role of having a tag team champion for the women's division, because there's not really a lot of tag team options out there. I know there's Fire and Desire, which they could have passed the belts to, and there's the Iconics, but after that, you fall off. I guess there's Asuka and Sane, and that's literally it.
Recently, are they on SmackDown?
They're on SmackDown technically, but they haven't been on TV in a while.
Bring back Liv Morgan, okay?
Yeah, she cut her hair, and that's pretty much it. She came on SmackDown, job with Charlotte, says, this is not the real me, and then that's the last time we've seen her.
Bring her back. She can offer a lot.
But maybe maybe that's the whole thing. They're all... Maybe this is what's happening. They had a push, and there was some good writing for a moment, and then it kind of dipped a little bit. And now with the advent of the new series or the new for next week, maybe there's a lot of people
draft coming up.
A lot of people that we haven't seen. They're actually holding back till now the competition. Again, we've already discussed the AEW, but it's still competition nevertheless, right? And there's a lot of wrestling on TV. We have Impact, who just signed a new deal, is going to be back on TV.
Where?
AXS. Yeah. With New Japan and WoW. They're all together.
So
I don't know how to stream that.
Okay, well,
But it's still gonna be on TV compared to you
Pursuit
can't
Network.
finding it anywhere.
Yeah, Pursuit Network
So-
had like no viewership whatsoever.
Right, so it's just like it's better than nothing. But there's a lot of wrestling out there.
Sure.
So it's just like with that, you're trying to attract more viewers, and maybe they're saving and holding out until next week.
Speaking about the women's division, Carmella is now our new 24/7 champion after rolling up R-Truth. A question for you, TK, with the draft and thing. Do you think the 24/7 title will be now considered a women's title, or is this a temporary thing?
I think people thought, I even thought when it came, like, what are you gonna do with this? Like, it's a joke, right? But you didn't think it was gonna last so long. You thought WWE was gonna do the typical thing of WWE is like, oh, the 24/7 belt, and then you just don't see it, and they're like, what? But what
They're
are
like
you talking about?
heavyweight title.
Yeah, it never existed. What are you talking about? But I like this. I like the run. Obviously, I think they're gonna do the run for the women, because if you notice, the guys didn't try to pin her at all, which is kind of weird.
Right.
But.
The only guy I think pinned someone was Mike Kanellis pinning his wife. That was a very specific example.
Right. So it's just kind of like, I feel like you should try it, but I think WWE is playing on the safe side of things, and it's gonna be interesting with R-Truth. Now trying to help Carmella protect the belt.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good for a couple weeks, but we'll see what's gonna happen next year.
The kindest heel turn ever.
It's a joke that never ends. That gets a lot of time too, right?
Yeah.
You look at the screen time every week; it's devoted to this title, and I mean, these people would sometimes not even get on television. The thing is, for them to get that airtime, it's valuable in that way. It's a never-ending joke, but it's working in a way, right?
And they're good. R-Truth is great.
He's gotten over because of this.
Yeah, Carmella with R-Truth. Like, I think Carmella by herself, she was kind of losing a little steam. People even up to now are saying that she really can't. She can't go like a lot of the other female wrestlers. So this is she's getting TV time. Like, this is a good thing for her.
I think it'll be good to see the women chasing now as well, because that'll freshen it up a bit instead of it just being.
External Shockwave says burn the title.
It is pretty ugly.
It's not their best, no. But I think it'll at least freshen it up, because now we'll see like Sarah Logan trying to get it, and maybe we'll see if any of them are funny or have some jokes that they can throw in there and make it fresh, at least for a little bit longer. But it is a bit of a joke that never dies.
Oh yeah.
I got a question for you, Jack. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the use of jobbers versus like established talent. So today's episode, we had Rusev taking on EC3, which we hadn't seen. Where he essentially isn't a jobber; he's on the roster, but he loses pretty handily. Is it still a superior situation than having a jobber?
This was a jobber situation.
Yeah, but I mean like a local competitor. Oh,
jobber. Yeah, well, it was better. Rusev looked a lot better than beating some guy who's 5'8", 100 pounds.
Right.
Okay.
At least now he looks like he actually beat someone, and EC3 got to be on TV. That's still even better for EC3. I thought it was a win for everybody.
Okay.
It's gotten pretty bad if that's a win for EC3 when he just appears on a show. I mean, this guy could have had so much potential when you look at it. He's got the look.
He has a little bit of a run left.
He's got the age, I think, on his side, too. He's on a younger side, I guess.
No, he has a little bit of a run left.
Well, yeah, I'd hope so, because the guy has, and he can talk too.
Right.
I mean, when you could have watched Impact on actual TV, then you saw what he had to offer. The guy is not bad.
No,
I love EC3.
Yeah,
I love EC3, but I would rather that than him just not on TV.
I get it. Yeah.
And I think he looked like he had a knee injury, because he had a big brace on one of his legs.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if there was a possible injury on top of pissing somebody off. that combination layer right there.
Do you think him and Robert Roode went to the same tanning salon?
Probably.
I don't understand why. Maybe you guys can answer this
I'll
for
get
me.
the EC3.
By you guys.
Why so many shades to orange? Like I don't understand. Like I don't understand. Like, is that the goal when you go into the tanning salon? Like, I want to be orange.
Falling asleep at
this is like heel TK moment. I don't know what's going on.
It's just a question. Like,
it's a legit. You notice that you can't legitimately. I see Robert Roode. That first thing I noticed, like, man,
it's a lie.
Toasted or something.
It's a lie.
History Rude. Before we move on, we were saying all night you can call in with your questions. 424-354-8300. 402. Opening up the phone lines now. If you have a question, come on and say what you got to say. Say your piece, and that way we can interact with you guys live on the Monday Night Raw After Show and AfterBuzz TV. Josh in the booth, do you have anyone on standby?
Welcome to the
Not
nightmare.
so far right now.
Oh, that's
Just
good.
to let you guys know.
Fantastic.
No one?
So in the meantime, let's move
What are
on.
they doing at home? They're just sitting.
Fantastic.
Yes, what kind
We're a bit shy, but we'll be waiting right here.
Yeah, we had a promo featuring the AOP. They took a break between a promo to beat someone's ass to come back and do their promo.
That was great, actually.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that timeout, but we're gonna be back. This is over. This is over.
That made Aleister Black look like a punk for spending weeks going, I want to fight somebody. And these two are like, we want to fight someone. We're just going to go head out and do that real quick.
I love it, man.
And
These
what did
guys
they do
are
to
so over.
Aleister Black? Like,
He's just a guy. He's just like, oh man, I want to fight you, please. And kind of a weird wuss kind of a thing.
But yeah, AOP are great.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
them.
really
I
over
love
them.
Yeah.
They're building the Viking Raiders, but these guys look more dominant to me than the Viking Raiders. At least they're more interesting because the Viking Raiders just are gimmick with no much substance,
right?
Not much substance, but these guys have substance. They have gimmick. They have personality. Talk Albanian. Talk whatever language you want to talk.
Right.
This is cool.
So I got to ask you a question. I mean, when they brought out, they were doing like the SWAT team kind of Shield light look. You guys are already on board with 2 promos with them. What would they have to do to cement the deal? To say these are bona fide stars in the ring? Would it be a certain
take out someone major?
Yeah,
like a Braun Strowman. I don't know why it came into my mind, but take out a Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
I think that'd be
take
good.
out a Braun Strowman, get some meaningful tag team wins, not against the local guys. If they squash the Usos, that would look good. But I think if they beat someone like bigger guys,
where are the Usos, by the way? Are they?
Well, they had somebody mentioned in the chat, and that kind of makes sense. They one, I can't remember which one. One of them had the pull.
They can be driving themselves to the arena apparently.
Right.
So yeah, but then I think also there's a death in Naomi's family too. So there's that.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that's always rough. Shout out to family members.
Oh, then also shout out to Miz and Maurice. They just had their baby girl too. So congratulations.
Is that the third one?
Second.
Oh. Yeah, he had
one ahead.
He had his. What?
And what ahead? Not be personal.
I was like, wait,
One ahead. No. Hey, don't be giving me that sort of thing.
You can go back to Chicago and find out you have one.
Man, he's only gone for a month and a half. Okay.
Second child's Madison Jade. It says.
Yeah.
So it's father of 2 girls. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, for sure.
Good for him.
We also had an appearance of Lacey Evans taking on.
All right, guys, we got our first caller right now. Caller, tell us where you're from and what's your name.
Hi guys, I'm Eva from Houston, Texas.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Thanks for calling in.
Houston. Whoa.
Texas? What's your question?
Yes. And I'm Team TK and Jack.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Wait, we know who
Thanks
that
for
is.
calling. I'll talk to you later.
Oh my goodness.
Too sweet to the.
Question for you guys.
Unreal.
Thank
Like
you.
the nice people. Kiobito.
She sounds sweet.
What's your question?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh.
So my question is, why is Becky not wrestling on the show? It's been almost since Clash that she has not wrestled on the show. She has just been doing promo, and she kills it in promos. But are they protecting her by not having her wrestle?
It's a good question. Jack, what do you think?
That's a good question.
I think you're absolutely correct. I think not that I don't know if protecting is the right word, but they don't want to overexpose her, and she has to look really strong whenever she wrestles. And I think that if they have her on every week, that means she's going to have to be crushing someone every week, and you only have so many people for her to go through.
What do you mean you only have so many people to go through? There are a lot of people to go through.
Like who?
Who?
I don't think she should be going through people, first of all.
People that are not being utilized that are in the locker room. Like, I feel like you need to build, like I've said, I think I said this months ago, it's like, we're not built, as far as the women's division in particular, we're only building a few people. And there's plenty of people in the locker room, a la, Amber Moon just came out. She just came out. We don't really know what her character is.
She has none.
She was on SmackDown.
It's like the same character, but it's not the same character. It's just kind of weird. They haven't done much with her. So it's like you have a bunch of women in the locker room that you can utilize if you put some attention and a storyline behind them, or at least some type of character.
Yeah.
So then you can give Becky somebody to go against. But if you have 3 or 4 people that you're rotating all the time, a la Charlotte, etc., then it's just like, okay. you'll save her for a while.
Are they waiting for Ronda Rousey to come back to take that title off? Because it seems like to me they're protecting her so much. They're not giving her opponents, legitimate opponents. Are they waiting for a Ronda Rousey return now with this whole Total Diva season? Apparently Ronda's being featured in it or whatnot. Is that they're going to just let her hold the title till Ronda decides to come back? Well, I think that's the thing, and that's crazy to me.
They will definitely have her keep the title until after the game is released because she's the cover person. Mm-hmm. You can't be selling the game with the person who just got beat.
Or until her and Seth get married.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that could be next week.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Thank you for calling.
So much.
We appreciate
and thanks for being on the right team.
Yes, thank you for being on the right team.
Please call Team Jim Beto, someone.
I don't know. I put her on the show and she's like, oh, I like TK and Jack. I'm hurt, man.
On the line. Caller, tell us where you're from and what's your name.
Caller got shot.
Caller.
Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Who's this?
Hello.
Who's this?
This is Charlene.
Hey,
Charlene.
How
Charlene
are
from the
you?
chat.
I was just going to exit at this point because...
Hey, Charlene, thanks so much for calling in.
Hello. How are you guys?
We're fantastic. Do you have a question for us today?
I do, actually. With the new schedule for the WWE and AEW, how is this going to affect your guys' AfterBuzz schedule?
We don't sleep. We're going to be watching wrestling the entire day. That's how it is.
Well, I can speak for most of us on here on this particular show, so that doesn't bother or affect Raw or NXT or Women's Wrestling Weekly. Hope you're watching that. As far as
what about my guy Christian Rosenberg?
Yeah, well, as far as SmackDown and AEW, I think probably we'll find out next week.
Absolutely. There's been a lot of demand from the chat for an AEW program. AfterBuzz has not made an official decision yet, but cross your fingers. Something may come up soon.
Yeah, send tweets to AfterBuzz TV and say you want an AEW show with us on the show.
Maybe I'll be all...
Are you guys wanting to work harder or more?
Well, I mean, I could do 30 jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, you got 29 already, so...
Yes.
Because we only want this if you guys are going to be hosting.
Oh,
Would you like to see an AEW show from
I
AfterBuzz?
think so. I mean, I haven't seen the show yet, so I really don't know, but I think so. I mean, I anticipate it's going to be something better.
Well,
would you like to host?
I spoke to somebody who was on the show, and that person in particular said it's going to be really interesting. There's going to be a lot of characters that we haven't seen in previous pay-per-views that are going to be on the show that haven't been announced. There's going to be a lot of changes, and it's going to be a good show. And this person has been in the industry for a long time, so it's not like some newbies. Like, I'm so happy to just be employed.
Sure.
So, so it's. I think AW is going to be a great show, and you know, there's going to be enough for us AfterBuzz TV decides to cover it for us to talk about.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yay! Well, we love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
so much for calling.
Thanks for calling in.
I think we have time for one more if someone's on the line now.
Wake up Dylan in Australia.
Dylan is
lunchtime.
busy at the moment.
Doing what?
He's out there working and doing things. Till next week, it's a season premiere of Monday Night Raw. What are you guys expecting or looking forward to?
Big things. If this show next week is trash, or as Evan T. Mack would say, poop.
Emoji. Poop,
yeah. It's just kind of like, well, why did you announce this? Like any show that comes back for a season premiere.
To interrupt, but this is going to be the last call. Caller, tell us where you're from and what's your name.
Oh, cool. So it's Skype calling us.
Hey,
what's your name?
Eric from Baltimore.
Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Fantastic.
Good, how's it going? Dude, when Braun, like, I got two questions.
Hit me.
Like, what are they gonna do with Braun? Like, he's like not in the Universal picture anymore. What are they gonna do with him?
Well, it's funny enough, I was talking to another friend of the show, Monge, as the show was going on, and Monge had a great prediction saying that he believes that at Hell in a Cell it's going to be a three-way with Braun, The Fiend, and Seth Rollins. And I think that is a very astute observation.
Oh, wow.
And that is your word of the day.
I say T words. Yeah, Braun is always a guy that's in the mix, but he never seems to be pulled the trigger as far as having the title. I think he's one of those good things to have on any kind of roster, but whenever a new idea or a new story comes in, he's always pushed it aside. I think he had his moment in the sun. The question is will he be still believable when he gets it? So, hard to tell.
Yeah. I
Cool.
agree.
Thank you so much.
And I got
Oh, the second part?
Yeah, and I got one more question. So, if when Bray Wyatt wins the title, do you think Survivor Series match between Brock, or do you think Bray's going to beat Brock at Survivor Series, or I don't know?
Brock's going SmackDown.
Yeah, Brock's looking like he's on SmackDown, and you got to give someone who is the sacrificial lamb to make Bray Wyatt that much more entertaining, right?
He should destroy Rollins. He literally should just crush him like Brock used to crush like Cena at some points. Remember those shocking crushes? That he should just roll over
like through the top of the cage kind of thing
and destroy Rollins and take that title.
Yes.
Is Finn on SmackDown, or is he on?
Finn's married.
He's technically SmackDown, but he's off doing his things right now.
He's doing his best.
He's on a break right now. Thank you so much for your call, Eric. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Eric.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We're actually out of time. Before we get out of here, just final thoughts on today's episode and where could the world find you? Starting with you, Jack.
Yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Can't wait for next week. You can find me at jackcfarmer.com for all your DJ, MC, and live event hosting needs. You can also find me at Real Jack Farmer across all social media. So the conversation continues on Twitter.
Is there fake Jack Farmer?
Thank you guys for calling in. We really appreciate it. Where are you doing this? Once a month? Once a week? I don't know.
Whenever we want to.
We'll do it sometime, but really appreciate you guys for calling. Keep up with those tweets. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. Also on the website at tktrinidad.com. And you also get all your cocoa butter, body scrubs, and soaps coming soon on Center and Company.
I heard the promo. I heard it. Okay.
Next week is going to be the biggest wrestling week potentially in a decade.
Yes.
3 wrestling shows, all new. 1 premiere, 1 debut, 1 just something new.
Yeah,
so we'll see. It's going to be a huge week of wrestling. In the meantime, and always, you can catch me at the Jim Alexander on all social media, realtalker.com. That's REL Talker. I'm around, so you know what's up.
Yeah, what's up, Tals, Eric, External Shockwave, TK Trinidad's in the track. Dang, Jeffrey, you guys are great.
Evan T. Mac,
Evan T. Mac, Barry Mac, Hattie Mac,
Real YT.
Yeah, exactly. All these OGs and newcomers coming in the chat. We love you all. Flobo Boyce at Flobo Boyce on Twitter, at Flobito on Instagram, and of course Flobito.com. And until next time, buzz you later.
Ciao.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.